Welcome back to video 2, Excel Financial Functions, where we have been looking at the present value function and determining how much money we need to start with today in order to reach a desired financial goal in the future, or how much money we want to have in our savings account. At the conclusion of video 1 in Financial Functions, you should have ended up with these values. $11,445.43 for problem 2. The Mr. Brin savings account, you would have calculated the present value of $6,603.11. For Koya, trying to reach a goal of $250,000 40 years from now, she would have needed to start with $6,394.87 today. And number 4, Michael, savings goal of $35,000. He would have to start with this amount of money, $9,107.80, in order to have $35,000 20 years from now, based on this interest rate and monthly compounding. And then number 5, Rosalind, she wants to have $15,000 available to buy a car 8 years from today, and given the expectations of averaging about 7.5% per year, she would need to invest today $8,247.56. So that was the conclusion of video 1 in Financial Functions using present value. In this lesson, what we want to do is to continue to use the present value function, but this time we're going to add a monthly payment, a periodic payment, in order to reach our savings goal. And we're going to make that payment at the beginning of each month. And so here's some notes here that you could add to your worksheet. And so a little summary here. We want to determine how much money we should start with in the savings account to reach the desired savings goal, just like we did in video 1. But this time, we will make periodic payments during each period. And the period we will use will be monthly, and we'll make that payment at the beginning of each month. We will use this function to determine how much a series of future payments is worth today, which will tell us how much we should start with to reach the savings goal, and that's the whole point of the present value function. How much is a future series of payments worth today? And so as we go through this, we're going to see that it does return a value that is in red or negative, which is to indicate that it's money that we are paying out. So step number 1 is go ahead and take a few notes here by inserting those comments, and then add this header information here. The lump sum was starting with a single amount from video 1, and now we're going to do monthly payments, and your column size is 16. Column size 16, and then go ahead and put a border underneath that. And then once you get that done, come on back and we will continue with present value functions. Let's go ahead and use the same problems from video 1, starting with Samantha, her $20,000 that she's trying to save for college 7 years from now. And what we're going to do that's different from the lump sum is we're going to actually add a monthly payment at the beginning of each month. So add $100 monthly payment at the beginning of the month. So here we go. Same function. First thing we need to do is determine the rate, and we're expecting 8%. And remember that 8% is yearly, so we need to make sure that the interest rate that we use matches our periods. And in this case, our periods are monthly, so we need to take this annual rate of 8% and divide it by 12 months in a year. Once again, our comma separator, number of payment periods, we're looking at 7 years, 12 months per year, 7 times 12. We'll calculate the number of periods that we need. And comma. Next up, notice PMT. Now that's payment. In the previous lesson, we put in a comma to skip that, but we're not going to skip that this time. Now we're going to put in a payment. And so the way Excel is going to calculate this payment is that we want to put it in as a negative to show that we're paying money out. So that's minus 100, and that's a $100 monthly payment. And then we just like before, we want to put in our financial goal, which is $20,000. Don't forget that comma. $20,000. And then the last thing we have to do is put in the type. And so we put in a number 1 to show that we're making that payment at the beginning of each period. And you close it all in parentheses. So I'll leave that up there just for a minute for you. And we'll press enter and see what we get. So, with the addition of a $100 monthly payment, the present value today, instead of $11,000, is now about $5,000 that we would need to start with today in order to reach the financial goal of having $20,000 available 7 years from today, while including a $100 monthly payment. So go ahead and try the rest of these. I will scroll down. And there's the second one. You can go ahead and pause the video here and calculate savings goal for Mr. Brin and for Koya. And here's 4 and 5 for Michael and Rosalind. Calculate the present value given that we now have a monthly payment for each of these problems.